Introduction to the Labor Codes. Labor law is the body of legislation that governs the legal rights and obligations of employees and their employers. Designed to protect workers' rights and ensure fair and safe working conditions, these laws address a wide range of issues. They cover wages, working hours, workplace safety, discrimination, harassment, and the right to organize and bargain collectively. The primary objective of labor laws is to create a balanced and equitable workplace for all. India's diverse landscape and vast size leads to businesses being spread across different states and union territories, each state with its own unique environments and cultures. Consequently, existing labor laws are tailored to adapt to these regional differences for effective implementation. However, this intricacy has made labor laws one of the most complex subjects in India in terms of regulatory compliance. This lack of uniformity in the regulations implemented by different labor laws has resulted in significant redundancy and loopholes in the legal system governing employers and employees. India has approximately more than 44 central laws and more than 100 state laws, with corresponding state rules, schemes, policies, etc. The Second National Commission of Labor, in its 2002 report, highlighted the multiplicity of labor laws in India and recommended codifying these numerous laws into 4 or 5 labor codes at the central level. The Ministry of Labor and Employment decided to simplify, rationalize, and amalgamate 29 labor laws into 4 codes. The Code on Wages, 2019, the Occupational Safety, Health and Working Conditions Code, 2020, the Code on Social Security, 2020, and the Industrial Relations Code, 2020. These codes were rolled out after extensive and sustainable discussions and consultations with various social partners and state governments. Being a concurrent subject, therefore the states and union territories have an active role to play. They have already brought out the draft rules and will notify at the time of implementation. The newly drafted labor codes seek to streamline existing labor legislation by reducing its volume and establishing uniformity in application through standardized definitions for key concepts. These codes are designed to simplify regulatory compliance, leveraging technological advancements and expanding their scope to encompass the organized and unorganized sectors. Moreover, consolidating into a single code or fewer regulatory provisions will improve transparency, accountability, and compliance. Code on Wages, 2019. The Code on Wages primarily aims to introduce uniformity across various legislations. It establishes a single, consistent definition of wages for the calculation and payment of wages, thereby eliminating the multiple definitions that existed under different laws before the code. The new Code on Wages introduces the concept of a floor wage, which the central government will determine based on workers' living standards. As a benchmark, the floor wage ensures that minimum wages cannot be set below this level. The code also ensures uniform applicability of the timely payment of wages, regardless of the wage ceilings and different industrial sectors. Code on Industrial Relations, 2020. This code aims to protect the rights of both employers and employees by simplifying labor regulations and promoting a favorable environment for conducting business. Its primary objective is to achieve industrial peace and harmony by effectively resolving disputes and fostering a cooperative relationship between employers and workers to promote industrial progress. Under the new code, the central or state governments may appoint conciliation officers to mediate and promote the settlement of industrial disputes. If no settlement is arrived at, then any party to the dispute can make an application to the Industrial Tribunal. Code on Social Security, 2020. The Code on Social Security 2020 aims to amend and consolidate Social Security laws to extend coverage to all employees and workers, including those in both the organized and unorganized sectors. The primary objective of the Code is to bring currently excluded workers, particularly those in the informal sector, such as self-employed and unorganized workers, up to par with those already covered. The Code also seeks to include groups of workers previously excluded due to income and worker count thresholds. One significant provision of the Code is the establishment of a Social Security fund for unorganized workers, platform workers, and gig workers. Furthermore, it aims to develop a modern, efficient delivery structure for Social Security, thereby enhancing ease of compliance and facilitating business operations. Code on Occupation Safety, Health and Working Conditions 2020. The Code aims to provide a broad legislative framework to ensure safe and better working conditions. The Code also establishes occupational safety boards at both national and state levels to provide guidance to the central and state governments regarding the standards, rules, and regulations to be developed under the Code. Instead of requiring multiple registrations under the existing labor laws, the Code introduces a single registration for all establishments. Additionally, the Code includes provisions for online and deemed registrations. With the advent of this Code, the number of registers, returns, forms would get reduced, thereby paving the way for transparency and promoting ease of doing business. The Code also empowers women to be employed in all types of establishments, including night shifts between 7 p.m. and 6 a.m., provided their consent and safety are ensured. This change helps businesses operate more efficiently and inclusively, enhancing overall productivity and competitiveness. The Code on Occupation Safety, Health and Working Conditions. The OSH Code subsumes 633 provisions of 13 major labor laws into one single code with 143 provisions.